that have a treaty. That's basically what the United States Constitution is a treaty between the states and the basic protection of each other. So the federal government is only supposed to make sure the states don't fight amongst themselves, make sure everything's fair from state to state to state to state. Everybody's represented properly, no matter how big the state is, no matter how small the state is. And they're supposed to protect us from foreign entities. That's their job. Go look it up in the Constitution. There's not much else. The federal government, you're talking Washington, D.C., that entity that is not part of these United States. THESE, these United States. Because there are only 50 states, ladies and gentlemen, and Washington, D.C. is not one of them. Complete separate entity. One could say that they are a foreign power, very much like England was when we were fighting for our freedom during the Revolutionary War. Just saying. I know people don't want to look at it like that. They think the federal government is the end-all, be-all to the government. And they're not. Technically, they're a foreign power. If you want to break it down, and why would you want to give the foreign power any power over you? So when you have a government shutdown, that's great. Your state can handle your state's problems, can it? That's right. People are panicked over a government shutdown. But the state is not shutting down, is it? State government isn't shutting down. Your county governments aren't shutting down. And your local governments aren't shutting down. Now, I want you to think about what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much government, it's sickening. We have local, your little city, your township, your little town there. Then we have a county. Then we have a state government. And then we have a federal government, all taking out of our pockets and telling us what we can and cannot do. Now, how much is too much government? This is more government than the government we had when we fought England in the Revolutionary War. I can't believe America has let this happen to itself. That the people of this country have allowed themselves to be put under 4 separate government entities. Now I'm going to ask you a question because I want to know. Does anyone out there think that that is excessive for government entities controlling our lives, dictating what to do? All separate jurisdictions on top of that. They all work together because that federal entity has found a way to bribe them to working with them. Oh, they'll give you money if you do this, and they'll give you money if they do that. Federal government loves to give away money because they love to take it away. And now, here, right at the beginning, the Dems begin by adding or attempting to add more government, as if we don't have enough. And I know it's what they do. Why doesn't the rest of the country get it? I don't know. A lot of the country, though, is okay with the government taking from their enemies. They're perceived, and I mean, we're supposed to be a United States, but we're a divided states. Thank you, Democrat Party. And to some extent, the Republicans, but really, it shifted into high gear once Trump got elected. It was already divided during Obama. Obama did a great job of getting us divided. Pointing out all of our differences now. See, we need a president, and we need people in the government. Oh, crap, I gotta go to break. Hey, Uncle Shady, where are they going? Hey, you, get back here. The John Lebang Show will be right back. Are you in need of commercial or residential window cleaning? Do you need your office cleaned? Maybe custodial work? How about some gutter cleaning? If you do, then call Pane in the Glass. For a beautiful shine that's crystal clear, call Pane and the Glass. You can find them on Facebook at Pane and the Glass.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
You feel smart. Oh, I feel smart. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to them. Who's them? The people on the radio. Oh. Now shut up. We're going back to John. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I went a little long that last segment, and I apologize for that. Being on break so long, I don't have the rhythm yet, I suppose. So I changed my jacket in the break because it was a little chilly in here. You know, winter is here. It's not been a bad winter, but winter is here. So I'd like to just finish up on my thoughts about what's going on in the government real quick, and then we'll carry on to a bunch of other subjects. We may even get to some of your phone calls. I don't know yet. But, you know, all in all, we're stuck with a bunch of elephants and we're stuck with jackasses. It's ironic that the political parties have those animals as their symbols because it truly fits. The Republicans pretty much are lumbering and they don't do a whole lot. You know, they'd rather just chill and walk around and not have to be too productive. And the jackasses, well, that covers itself. So the elephants just stand there and do nothing, and the jackasses are just that. So that's pretty simple analogy for the political parties that are in charge. And, well, you know, we're stuck with them because the American people, it baffles me for some reason, do not understand that there is more than those two parties. And as long as they continue to support the two-party system, nothing is ever going to get better because all they are going to do is blame each other, and then they'll just shift power, and they're fine with having power every once in a while and then giving it up because it doesn't really change. Look at how long has this immigration problem been going on? You people who are in your 60s and 70s, you know that this has been going on since you were in your 20s, if not before that. See, the young people don't understand that, and they play on the young people. And the young people don't understand that this has been an issue that has never gone away, will never go away, because the politicians don't want it to go away. It keeps us divided. And a lot of people were hoping Trump wasn't really part of either of these parties. He was independent. Yes, he used the Republican name. That's because it was a broken party. So he took it over. Some would say hijacked. Others would say he took the lead role and went with it. He was the best they had. Says a lot about the party. But in contrast, when you look at the Democrats and who they, push up to that big podium up there to run for president, there's not such a great selection of candidates there either. See, the Democrats get mad because Trump won, but maybe they should take a little bit of the blame themselves and say, we put up Hillary, a big, old, giant scumbag. The government type. But they don't want to take the blame. They want to point fingers at Trump for everything. He's done everything wrong according to them. Maybe with their perspective he has, and that's fine. But again, we get into this thing where the fact remains. If you're not one of the millions of people who support the progressive agenda, you can forget about your agenda, which currently, because he was president and a lot of people still support him, the Trump agenda, That doesn't count. You can kiss it goodbye. You're going to get nothing more because the Democrats are unreasonable. They don't want to work with you. They don't want to have democracy. Sure, they want democracy when they're in the minority and they feel that their subjects and their agendas are being ignored. But they don't take that same perspective when it's the other way around. And they don't say, oh, well, you know what? We understand that half of America wants this. So maybe to appease that part of the country, those people, we're going to give them something small. In this case, we've got a wall, $5 billion. We have a government that spends $4 trillion plus. It takes in $3 trillion plus. Yet they can't find a measly $5 billion for a wall, which, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not in favor or opposed to. I don't care about the wall per se. I want the best means to stop illegal immigration. Because people jumping our border and coming in illegally is wrong. Just like it's wrong if somebody jumps the fence and then starts camping out in your backyard. And then taking your resources, eating out of your garden. Now, if you want to grant them that, that's fine, I guess. But you do that on a personal level. If you're pro-illegal immigration, then take them in your home. And you pay for their needs. And you put them to work. You find them jobs. I mean, I guess that's what these sanctuary cities are about. So a lot of people were hoping Trump was different than the rest of these people. The jury's still out because I don't know if he's just part of the agenda. But they oppose him so much, and they oppose the people who voted for him so much. They disregard their needs, their wants, the promises that were made to them. See, the Democrats do not want to work with any of that. They don't even want to give a little bit to that part of America, which is half the voting population. They don't want to give them a crumb. Yet they want to implement all the promises that the opposition, or all the promises, my bad, that they made to their constituents, their voting base. Now, here in the government shutdown, in the last few minutes of this before I got to go to break, because we went long in that first segment, the government shutdown. Trump said it could take a long battle. It could be a long battle. That's what I meant. But it's only for $5 billion to build a wall. When you really break it down, there's $30 billion. That's $30 billion plus in foreign aid money that you could siphon off $5 billion from, and it wouldn't hurt a darn thing, except maybe some relations with Hamas and maybe the Palestinian area. Maybe you could tell Israel, we can't give them so much this year. Hey, you want Mexico to pay for the wall? There's like $300 million or so in foreign aid that we give to Mexico that we could say, sorry, we got to use that for the wall. If that's what's bugging you, like the rapper Fat Boy JB, who came on one of my posts this past week. Never heard a word, a little tweet out of this guy before, but all of a sudden, because I point out some of this on Facebook, jumps on. It was this hatred of Mr. Trump, and who cares? You know, I'm so sick of the hatred for Trump, I'm starting to like the guy. If he's hated so much by the establishment and the people who follow the establishment, well, that might be a sign that he's for real. I don't know.